All right, I've been gone for a bit, but first thing we're gonna install is my sound system in the car. Probably just vibrating. I think it's from the motor mounts, the exhaust, it's very loud, but I don't really have any bass response. I did not want to build a cabinet, didn't want to put an amp in the car, so I found these self-powered enclosed subwoofers. So this is what we're gonna be putting in, Kenwood KSC-SW11. We're gonna open it, here's the woofer, a little remote, some cables, and an instruction manual. So the idea here is I'm gonna try to put this underneath the seat, and we're gonna see how it goes. It's not super heavy. Maybe I'll post the weight up of what it says it weighs. It's not light, but it's definitely lighter than having an amp and a subwoofer actually in the back of the car. So let's get together. All right, it's probably gonna be the best test, but I'm just gonna turn the volume up to volume 20, sit right here just from the driver's seat and let the camera absorb it, and I'll do it again with the subwoofer once it's plugged in. So just sitting here. I doubt you'll be able to hear me, but it doesn't sound terrible, but I need a little more bass. Here's the front of the 10-pin connector that's going to plug into it. Just trying to give you an idea of how long it is in case you're curious where you can put this thing. It's a little bit longer than the entire CRX. So the ground connector and the RCA, the line ends, are a little bit shorter. All right, so in the back of my head unit, I've basically got rears, fronts, and subwoofer. Maybe those two are top or swapped, I don't remember. It says it on it right there, but the bottom is for the subwoofer. So what I'm gonna do is, this thing's got peripherals for the RCA cables that came with, basically have speaker inputs. So you can tie your speakers, door speakers, into an RCA cable to come into the subwoofer there, in case you don't have RCAs on the out of your head unit. So I do, so it might be a little bit different than your install, but I'm going to try to just plug, I bought these, I'm just going to try to plug these right into the subwoofer output on my head unit and plug them right into this, and we'll see how this goes here. All right, so the idea was for the actual subwoofer to go underneath the seat. That's not going to happen. Does not fit. So I can leave it right there, move the seat back, and to be fair, I can drive in that position. Now the unit, it's pretty stiff, it ain't gonna go anywhere just from me resting against it. It does not fit nicely back in the cargo compartment. So I think what I'm gonna do now is I can either have it sitting up maybe against this. And again, I'm gonna try to Velcro it so it should be pretty stable there. Or put it on the ground and let it go all the way up against the seat. The provisions for the wires has like a nice little recess, so you really could sit it up like that and make it still clean. Or you could go like this and the wires will come up over the top. But so I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of wire it for the idea of it sitting back here, which will give me a little bit extra length. And that'll allow me to do this or this. We'll see where this goes here. I'm gonna try to, again, just get it working first. Make sure it does sound okay. I mean, if it sounds like trash, I'm not putting it in, but I already spent the money, so realistically, I'll probably put it in. So let me get the seat out of the car and get this roughly wired up here for a temp install, and we'll see what it sounds like. All right, so they're already labeled. The big yellow one says battery. You can't miss it. It goes into an inline 10 amp fuse. It's got this kind of little connector on it, and the continuous, it's got another little type of connector on it. So I'm just going to cut these connectors off for the moment. That way I can just wire them just for a temp fix, or just a temp install. So this continuous blue and white, typically on motion head units, goes to the blue and white on your radio harness, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tap this yellow one directly into the battery, and the ground I will probably just ground right to the battery for the moment and see how she works here. And then later on I will add some connectors to this to make it a little more official and permanent. We got a lot of excess wire here. All right, so everything's kind of wired up temp here. Let's see how this accessories. The head unit turned on. This has got some blue here, leaving everything just in the middle. All right, so it's connected. So you probably can't hear that over the beeping, but so I just cranked the volume up to this all the way with the head unit down, and that definitely has some audio. So it does work. I was messing around with the real quick. I don't know if I'm gonna show the audio or not, but so it's got a frequency adjustment from 50 to 125, and then volume. Now I'm pretty sure because my head unit's got sub outs, I can have some subwoofer options in there on where to do the crossover frequency as well. So it does sound way better from this little point of view that I'm sitting at. So I'm gonna wire this in now, and after that I'll kind of mess with the head unit and kind of see where we can tweak it to get it to sound what I'm kind of looking for. All right, so this little terminal I added to the battery, I'm gonna keep, because I'd like to keep the inline fuse here just for safety purposes. So I don't know if I ever showed it in the video or not. It's not 100% finalized, but there is a hole that I drilled there with a hole saw. I cannot remember the size of it. It's coming in through for all the sides of all my wires. So I'm gonna route this through the side here, come up around, come up on the inside here, and then I'm gonna have it come up out of this hole here. I've already routed the RCA cables here through the center there. They come up, out and around, and they connect to the back of the head unit. This wire here, I just kind of left it hanging out. I'm gonna suck it back in, but this wire is connected for the positive, the blue and white here, for the continuous wire, and that also came up through the bottom here. So let's stick that wire through here, and we're about done. All right, so here it is. I kind of I left all the extra wire, and I kind of zip tied them all in their rightful little packages. So I left all the excess wire mainly in case, maybe this doesn't sound that good under the driver's seat. Granted, I am primarily going to be the driver. Well, I am always the driver, but I'm going to primarily just be driving by myself unless my wife comes for a ride or something like that. So I left the excess wire though in case I do want to, maybe when I finish the trunk area, if maybe I want to just mount that to the piece of wood that I'll end up cutting out there and carpeting back there. Other than that, it's probably gonna sit behind my seat for the time being. So I left the extra wire. I showed you earlier, I routed the wires up through there. It's not all buttoned up yet, but that will connect to the battery. So let me vacuum this out and let's tidy everything back up and let's see how she sounds. All right, here's the controller. I'm gonna tuck this back into the seat once I just kind of resolve this where it's at. Again, it's got volume, frequency, and a phase. So we're just gonna go to accessory. There you go, you just turn it on. All right, it's connected. Remote is blue. Everything's just at 50-50, just 12 o'clock in the middle. Hit play on my phone. Is down. It is exponentially louder with bass right behind the seat, so I'm just gonna listen to some other music besides my own and just tweak the settings here and we'll see where we result. And I get it, it's a GoPro, it's not really gonna give everybody the greatest sample in general, but take my word for it, it definitely adds bass. If your car is lacking it to begin with, this definitely adds a good chunk of bass, and the sub is gonna be about at 3/4 volume. So I'm gonna put you here in this chair, give you perspective, car, chair, it's probably 4 feet away. I'm just gonna sit you in that and do the audio sample from here. All right, so this is with no subwoofer. Hopefully you can be able just to hear it in the audio, but I'm gonna give my thumbs up when I turn the subwoofer on. So I just kind of turn it on and off. I'll keep my thumb up while the subwoofer's playing. All right, so something's been driving me crazy. You can see the flush fit there on the passenger side. When you come over to the driver's side, it's got a gap. Now the spacer that I installed is the same size. The spacer, like I said, is the same size. I milled it down past video. I'm pretty sure I showed the measurement, but it is the same size on both sides. Prior to me putting everything back together, I had the same issue without a motor or anything in the car, and I basically put a little piece of rubber right there which kind of offset it, and it peaked it back up. It basically tweaked the hood that direction so it would be pushed down more that way. What I'm going to do is try to remove the spacer here at the moment, just kind of remove it maybe, and just see where it wants to go in with just the bolts, out of curiosity if that fixes anything. Here it is, much smaller now. It was 550, what the thickness of this was. Now it's 250. All right, so it still latches. I don't know if it got much lower. That's a little closer there. There. The raise and the gap. So the hood's got to be tweaked a little bit like this. And if you look online, there's quite a few people that have hoods like that. It's probably just from the hood prop being up for so long. Yeah, so does it solve this issue? I don't know if you can really see it from this angle too much. It's got a gap still there. My finger just fits in there. It doesn't there. So there is the adjustment screw up here. I'm aware that somebody might be freaking like, oh, why don't you adjust that? I have. Now that I just changed that, I'm going to adjust it. I really didn't mess with it too much because the hood closes and stays latched. As of right now, I think it's got 450 some odd miles on it, so it hasn't had any issues on latching. So I kind of wanted to stay where we're at with it, but so we know where it's at there. We'll do 1, 2, 3 revolutions going clockwise, so I'm shrinking that spring in, which hopefully should make me push down the hood more and latch a little bit tighter. It also latch there. Oh, okay, so definitely helped on the height here at the headlight. It's still kind of saggy here. The hood alignment, as far as the fenders is concerned, is much better. Let's try something else here. Okay, so it definitely popped well there. All right, so I guess that's gonna be where I'm gonna leave it now. Just some of the troubles of just aligning things. And I mean, in case someone's curious, the fitment for the most part here is pretty good. Could it be better? Maybe a little bit. The fitment on this side, yes, the bumper can come up a tad. It's kind of where the mounts want to sit. There's quite a lot of people that just kind of make their own mounts and attach them. I'm trying to keep it a stock vibe here. So we'll see. I might try to maybe pull the bumper support up here a little bit if I can. The problem is it's already a pretty good fit here with the headlight. So we'll see if maybe I can just kind of right, so the Kenwood speaker, as of right now, you can see it's just kind of laying there. I'm going to add some Velcro, but it's just leaning up against there. All the wires you kind of saw earlier are tucked in there. The whole rear of the car is not yet finished, but it's kind of messy back there for the time being. But in case no one has seen, sorry, this light's going to suck. Let's see if I can shine it up there maybe to help. So you can see, I'm going to end up looming the rest of that there, but that's how the battery is sitting right now, and everything's coming through that hole all the way in the far back there. So I've got that little Kenwood amp here now, or speaker amp, plugged right to the power of the battery. Got an inline 100 amp fuse. That's the fuel pump relay just kind of sitting there, and the ground, everything's coming through. I relocated some grounds that were underneath here. That's what some people saw earlier when I did the battery. So yeah, that's that for the time being. So this video is probably short. I want people to know I still exist. So upcoming now, the next video or so, I just got the ASR 24mm sway bar in with the ASR brace. Everything looks real nice and heavy duty. I also got some bushings here for the, I cannot think of the name. The control arms back there, I cannot think of the name, it's just losing me here. I got some blocks, adjustable toe links. So the car already is aligned, but when I was aligning, if anyone's set an alignment on the car before, it's kind of a pain just lightly tapping it, so I'm just gonna put these in as well and realign the back. So that, therefore, will kind of end my rear suspension. Sway bar, new bushings, new toe arms there. And I still have yet to install them, but I still have the DLA fogs. So that's up on the agenda too. I don't know which one's gonna come first. And then the carpet just arrived. I think I showed that in the last video, but carpet just arrived. Same carpet that I use in the front, but I'm gonna make a plywood back to lay back there and put some new black carpet, the same carpet that I use in the front, just to kind of lay out the back. And then my debates are trying to get seats. The car is not, again, it's not daily, but I still drive it. Debating on, someone's gonna say something, but I'm debating on maybe like the NRG Type R replica kind of seats and an auto power 4-point bar still that can just bolt into the car. And if I do that, debating on painting it, leaving it black, trying to get black seats, and then maybe get some same color as the car. 4-point harnesses, or paint the bar the same color as the car and then get black harnesses, black seat. Or do I do blue seats? I don't know, it's all up in the air. That's still not here yet. Also debating on making my own turbo kit. I have the capability as far as the knowledge on welding. Never built a turbo kit, but I don't think it's out of my realm of what I can do. It's just a matter of, do I want to buy a welder here and take care of it, or buy a kit? And if I was buying a kit right now, it looks like I'm gonna go through Go Auto Works. I'm just kind of debating, because then if I buy a welder, I can do some other things here and there. So, yep, that's it. Try to keep this sweet and short. I'm gonna try to maybe start talking more throughout the video as I'm doing stuff, as opposed to this end that I typically keep doing and I can ramble. So with that being said, I'm still alive, I'm back. Any comments, things you'd like to point out maybe, just leave them in the comments below. I'm always open to opinions and other points of view on things. Maybe I'm missing something, maybe someone can point something out that I'm unaware of that's there. And other than that, hope everyone has a good one, and catch you all later.